welcome back to my channel and welcome if you're new here. My name is Jen. I'm a certified weight loss and nutrition coach and I'm on the WW or the Weight Watchers Blue Plan. Today is a very exciting video. I am doing a complete, and I mean complete, pantry refresh. We are throwing bags of stuff away. We are getting rid of boxes that are old and tattered. We are making our pantry go from a hot mess to a beautifully organized, easy access, can find what we're looking for pantry. My pantry has been my nemesis. I love having a big walk-in pantry, but it becomes a catch-all for everything and nothing's in its place and nothing is organized. And for me to be successful on my weight loss journey and for me to feel a somewhat sense of control in the kitchen, I need an organized pantry. So I took some motivation from another YouTube channel. I'll link that video down below for you. I went ahead and took some motivation from her, ordered a lot of the containers that she had used in her video, and completely revamped my entire walk-in pantry as well as my spice cabinet. So I am so excited to share this with you guys, if anything, for some organization motivation. So if you're excited for today's video, give it a big, huge thumbs up. And don't forget, if you're new or you're not yet subscribed, head on over, join my channel, hit the little subscribe button and the bell next to it so you don't miss a single video. Down in the description box, you're going to find my nutrition coaching website where I offer one-on-one coaching in both 30 and 60-minute sessions, as well as personalized macros. Like I said, you have to know your calories and macros to feel a little bit in control when it comes to your diet and your healthy eating. So take advantage of that service. Links, discount codes to my favorite things, and everything I show you in today's video will be down in the description box. It all came from Amazon, so it's super easy to order, free shipping to your doorstep. So I'll link all that down in the description box. And last but not least is my Facebook group, another community that would absolutely love to have you. So we have a huge, huge project ahead of us for this pantry refresh. So let's get started. surface because we couldn't put these types of jars on a wire rack necessarily. So I'm going to line all of my shelves with this. This is the shelf organizer for your drawer. So these little sides actually pop out and it expands to fit in whatever size drawer you have. And then essentially your spice jars will lay like that, labeled with whatever the spice is. So this is super cute. It came in multiple colors. I went with the smoky gray. I also picked up a 4-pack of these big cereal bins. They actually came with these cute little chalk labels and a chalk pen so that as you go through the cereal and buy new flavors, you can change out what is on the label. So I definitely will be using those, but that way we can store and keep fresh 4 types of cereal. I also ordered 2 of these turntables. I thought that these Lazy Susans would either come in handy in the pantry or in the cabinet I'm going to clear out that currently houses all of my spices. My spices now will be in a drawer, so that cabinet will be open for other items. So I know that these couple of turntables will come in extremely handy. And then this is exciting. This is a snack organizer. So it's a double-tiered snack organizer for all the chips, bars. I thought that that would clean up the snacks a lot in the pantry and it'll take up a lot less space. So it has these sectioned areas and then one big open tray in the bottom. So I'm gonna use that. And then this here still needs to get put together, but it is a can organizer. So all of my cans right now are in these plastic bins and it's just not conducive to finding the can and it takes up a lot of space. And this rack, you could use this in your refrigerator if it would fit, but I'm going to put it on the shelf in my pantry so that my cans can be in it. Vegetables, fruits, sauces, you name it, any canned good will go in this rack. And then a ton of jars. So these are all glass jars with a sealable wood lid. I think that they're absolutely stunning. So I picked up 2 packs and each of those packs has 2 of the large jars, 1 small and 1 medium jar. So this is actually 2 packs worth. And that's how I came up with 2 small, 2 medium, and 4 of the really tall jars. Now these could be for pasta. They could really be for whatever you wanted. And then I went ahead and ordered another jar set. This came together in a set of 4, and these are just wider, fatter jars with the same pretty lid and the sealable top. And then I ordered this pack as well, which is a little bit taller, as you can see, than these jars. And again, the glass with the sealable top. So before we start the pantry organization, we have to wash everything. We need to wash all the jars. We need to wash everything because who knows who's touched these. So I want them to be nice and clean. The only thing we're not going to wash is the snack organizer and then the can rack because no food will be on there or in there. in jars, maybe ones I don't use very often. And then this top shelf up here will be converted for my kitchen towels because I'm stealing that drawer for my spices. So this drawer right here that currently has rags and towels in it, those are gonna go in that cabinet and we're gonna put that organizer in here. So here's the spice organizer. I just need to peel off the sticker from the paper that had the name of it on there. But you can see that there's a lot of room here if you had a wider drawer, but this is plenty of spice space for me. So this is what it looks like before I add my spices. My spice drawer is done. You guys, you have no idea how happy this makes me. I decided to take all of my most used spices in alphabetical order, and that goes over to here. Those are my most used. And then here, starting with 21 Seasoning Salute in back, are the ones that I don't use as often, but also in alphabetical order, so it'll make it easy to find. I seriously couldn't be happier with this. And then let me show you the extra spices. So these are the spices that I decided not to put in jars, and then actually in the front here are a few jars that just didn't fit in the drawer, but I just don't use these as much. So I put them up here with my vanilla and my avocado spray. It's time to tackle the pantry. So what I'm going to do is start pulling things out. The items that are outdated or expired, I'll make a pile. Those will be in the trash. We'll also make a pile of everything we're going to put in the new jars, and then a pile of everything else that needs to be put back in the pantry in the existing containers and baskets. All right, let's do it. Completely cleaned off. I'm going to get that liner on the shelves, but first let me show you what I pulled out of here. So there's a lot. This is mainly, you know, snacky things, things for Troy's lunch. Over here on the island is a lot of the baking stuff, some of the canned goods, peanut butter. And then over here, I have the rest of the baking stuff, all the snack things, cereal. This is all of the backup bottled goods like spaghetti sauce and oils, a lot of spices. I still need to go through these because some of these may actually be expired. I threw some of my protein powder over here for the sake of space. And then on the table here, this pile is everything that is either expired or gone. Like this protein powder, there's literally a quarter of a scoop left, and everything else on the table is expired. So this isn't too bad. I mean, a lot of weird stuff like food coloring and like sweetened condensed milk and a can of beets. But I mean, for the most part, everything in that pantry is definitely stuff we'll keep. Here's the liner. So I'm just going to roll it out on the shelves and then trim it to fit. And then there's about this much left over. So I'll cut that off, and I'll probably end up using that as well because I'm not sure that this one roll is going to be enough to do all the shelves. And that is perfect. So I cut it to fit, and I'm just going to repeat for all of the shelves, or as many shelves as I can get done with the liner I have. I ended up having enough liner to do these two main shelves. I did the front of this shelf and the front of this shelf, and I did the front of this shelf and this entire shelf. So I don't want to order more liner, so I'm just going to strategically place the items that can't or should not fall through the wire rack of the pantry. So I'm going to put together my snack bin here. Mainly I'm going to use this for Troy's lunch, all his chips and some of his snacks. And if there's room, then I'll add some of my snacks as well. And we'll find a home in the pantry for this because it's one of the bigger items along with the cans holder. All right, snack bin is in. I put all the chips on the bottom and then all of the other snacky things that goes in his lunch and his Zip Fizz and all that on the top shelf. And then when we run out of certain snacks, then I'll just refill with new snacks or what's in our storage room. So snack carousel is done. So I showed you guys these cute labels that I bought. So I've been kind of labeling some of my jars already, but I'm going to figure out what I'm going to put in all of these glass jars and get them labeled. I'm still waiting on another 3-pack of these jars and a smaller set of jars as well, which you'll still see in this video because I won't get this done before they show up, but I'm gonna start kind of mapping out what I want in the jars. I definitely need some kombucha for this. helpful is you can go ahead and cut this off and you can tape it to the underside of the lid or even the underside of the jar. In my case, I'm just going to put into my tracker jasmine rice or wild rice or panko breadcrumbs, and it'll give me the calories or the points, but you can definitely cut off the nutrition information and attach it somehow to your glass jar. Added the can rack to just the plain wire shelf next to the snack organizer. That is where all of the canned goods will go. My goal is to reserve the lined shelves for all my glass jars and things that easily slip through the shelves. And then the shelves that are ended up not being fully lined, we can put the things that don't slip through. So that was kind of my plan.
Several days later.
The rest of what I ordered to finish the pantry is finally here. Here's what I ordered. 3 of the fatter, little bit taller jars. And then I also ordered these 6-ounce jars. So let me show you compared to the spice jar. They're much bigger, and I wanted to use these for things like baking soda, baking powder, a lot of like my baking ingredients, cocoa. So I definitely wanted them to be bigger than the spice jars, and then another box of the spice jars to finish off my spice cabinet. I'm so excited. I'm going to wash these up, fill these up, and I'll be back to show you my final pantry. Are you ready for the big reveal? You're ready. Are you ready for the big reveal? So here is the pantry. You guys are not going to believe the difference. Look at this. It is so nice and organized. Sorry for kind of the weird lighting, pantry lighting, but let me take you through the whole pantry. Of course, I will link everything down below that I bought off of Amazon for this pantry refresh. I did buy a command hook so that I could hang my camera here in the pantry. It just makes it a lot easier. So starting up here, I have a bin titled coffee, and this is all of my coffee. Bones coffee, coffee over cardio. And then I have my protein powders up here on the top shelf. There's actually another one behind that. And then here's where I put one of the Lazy Susans, and I put the jar of coconut flakes and coconut sugar on there. And then I can always add extra jars as needed. I have a couple of the clear bins from the dollar store that I reused. One of them is for baking, and then the one back here actually says dried fruits, almonds, nuts. So that one has all of my dried fruit and all of my nuts. Continuing on the top shelf, I reused these same jars, but just added the sugar label, rolled oats, and all-purpose flour. I also reused the cute little bougie jar from Ross and put sweetener on there that houses my monk fruit. And then I have my powdered sugar, and then behind that I have the tall jar of self-rising flour. So basically this is all of my baking things. And then I have brown sugar, white chocolate chips, and then I have a short jar here that's marked chips for Lily's, and then a big jar of chocolate chips. Those are the Enjoy Life. So I like how they had several little stickers that said chips, so you could use them for chips or chocolate chips. Moving down to the next shelf, you can see the liners have come in really, really handy. But I have the big tall jars, one jasmine rice, pasta, and then I have the small jars in the front. I have quinoa, wild rice, and chia seeds. And then in the back, I have some extra jars labeled pasta. So that's barley. This pasta is orzo. And then I have a short jar here for my breadcrumbs. I repurposed the little tiered spice rack that was in my cupboard before I moved my spices to the drawer. And this is where these smaller jars are. So these are one size up from the spice jars. I think they're 6 ounce. So these came in really, really handy for baking soda powder, cornstarch, and cocoa powder. And then I have seeds, and I have the reduced sugar cranberries. These 3 jars are empty, which is great for anything else that I have to buy spice-wise. For a recipe, I'll have some open jars. And then in the back, I didn't label these, but this is Lily's chips. This is Lily's butterscotch chips. And then this one is labeled cornmeal. So these jars came in handy, and that was a pack of 12 of those jars. And this little step up really came in handy as well. Reused my same basket that I had my spice mixes in before. This Lazy Susan, game changer right here for all of those sauces. Rice wine vinegar, molasses, sesame oil, apple cider vinegar. That's just going to keep all of those in one spot, and then I can turn it to easily access them. Moving on to the right of that, I have a big tall jar labeled granola. I placed a Julian Bakery order. It's just not here yet. Here's how the cereal containers turned out. They came with these black labels with these removable pens, so I just went ahead and used those. So this is Special K Blueberry, Special K Red Berry, and then Troy's Honey Nut Cheerios. And then when we get new cereal, I'll just wipe this off and rewrite the name of the cereal. He said that his cereal has been a lot fresher since I transferred them into these containers. I repurposed the black shelf, and that's where I'm storing my snacks. And then down here, I labeled the bin treats that has all of my Smart Sweets in it. And then, of course, pancake mix. I did have to use that same half cup mat so that this shelf didn't fall through on that end, but that's okay. You don't even really notice it with all of the snacks on there. Speaking of snacks, moving to the bottom shelf, I did label the other clear bin snacks. Those are kind of my snacks. And then, of course, our turnable snack keeper. You guys have to get this. This thing is awesome. Has all of Troy's snacks for his lunch, and it fits just perfect in the pantry. And I'm obsessed with the can holder. I mean, I have room to spare as well, and I have quite a few cans and jars. It even holds the big cans, and then I even have some jarred items as well. So I love that. It just keeps your canned goods super organized. The fourth cereal container that came in the pack, I used it for crackers. And then I did, of course, reuse all of the plastic bins that I bought a while ago. This one is all of my spreads, so it's all my peanut butters and honeys. This one I didn't label because it just has random things in it like coconut oil, nutritional yeast, my popcorn, and then all my popcorn seasoning. And then this bin, I actually did label it oils and vinegars because it has all of my oils and vinegars. And the last bin on the right here is sauces. So all of my backup sauces. I ended up using this little basket system that used to have my coffee in it. I put my Live Well protein powder, and then I decided to use it to store my meal prep containers, and nothing's really changed. The floor of the pantry always has my small appliances, my tripod for filming, and then this little drawer set has some cute placemats on it for photos and for filming. And then this is where all of my storage containers and lids are. So this will always be here. It's the most efficient way that I found to store those. And then my extra cutting board, drying rack, the pizza board to pull the pizza out of the oven is just nicely stacked alongside. And then I always have some white vinegar. So you guys, it turned out so good. I can't believe the difference. It just looks so much better. Everything can be found so much easier. And I don't feel like I'm walking into complete chaos, which makes me extremely, extremely happy. Whew, that was quite the project, but I could not be happier with how it turned out. I'm so excited. Even my husband, who doesn't give a rip about this kind of stuff, loves the new pantry. He said it's just so much easier to find everything. So it was quite the project. It was several days long, but you know what? I'm so happy with the results. So if you enjoyed today's video, please give it a big, huge thumbs up. And if you're not yet subscribed or you're new, welcome, welcome. Make sure you subscribe and of course hit the bell next to it so you don't miss a single video. I may do some more of these organization type videos in the future, so definitely down in the comments, let me know if that's something that you would like to see. Don't forget, all of the items I ordered for my pantry from Amazon are linked in the description box, along with nutrition coaching, all my other favorite things, and my Facebook group. So check it out before you go. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you next time. Bye.